Hi, this is Cindy and Destiny of the Keep It Real podcast, and we're here today with Rika Wildlee and Athan Sorrow from the tag team Doomsday. You guys are the Classic Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions now, right?
Yes. Yes, we are.
Awesome.
As of, what, the 13th?
July 13th.
July 13th.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yes.
So what have you been up to since we last talked to you besides your tag team?
Well, I've been doing a lot of traveling personally, and Athan has as well. You know, we've been on the road, hitting different states, doing things solo up until the point of joining together and, you know, winning the tag team champions at CCW. But as of the last couple of months, we've been to Mississippi, we've been to Arkansas, we've been to Georgia, went to Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma. Yeah, we've been all over. I went to Memphis. I mean, there's a lot of road time.
Y'all been busy.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Joining Doomsday, that was a work in itself, just simply because me and Athan have known each other for a long time, have known each other's work for a long time, and when it come down to it, we never thought about teaming up. It never made sense to team up. But after what happened to Overkill, after him getting run down at CCW just a few days before their match against Holy Hell, they've been building this for an entire year, have been cheated at every turn, have won, have lost, have had match after match after match. And for that to happen to Overkill to the point to where he could no longer perform in the title match that he had worked so hard to gain, you know, I wanted to do him personally a service when I was spoke up by Athan to become the third member of Doomsday. I didn't want to come in just for gold. I wanted to come in to help this team grow and give Overkill something to be proud of.
Yeah. And have you, since you've won the championships, have you all got to wrestle anyone else yet?
We haven't got to defend yet, seeing as we just won them, but I think our first defense is going to be September 16th? 14th, 16th, something like that, middle of September. And we're not quite sure who we're going against yet, but these look too dang pretty on our shoulders just to let them go that easy. So I'm just saying.
Now, Athan, are you all looking for a chance to be able to get back at the people? Do you know who did this to Overkill? Are you going to be able to get a chance to go back after them? Or?
We still don't know to this day who attacked my partner, but when I do find out, there will be hell to pay. But until then, you know, me and Rick are going to continue to go forward as Doomsday, destroy anything in our path. And then whenever I do get my chance, I'll make the best of it.
Every single time. You know, see it as Athan has been, along with Overkill, has been the top tier heels at CCW, demolishing everything that CCW sets in front of them since the time they walked through the doors. For me to jump on that bandwagon and me to step up and try to up my game as the ultimate face character, just to pull out a little something different out of my bag of tricks per se, made me have to dig that much deeper into the dark side of the bright lights. I've said it for the past year, and it only was made clear to the fans as a whole at the CCW show when Doomsday walked through the curtain and then the bright lights of Rika Wildlee hit, that I am the light in a world gone gray.
That's awesome. How do you feel about the Athan? I mean, are you thankful that he came in and helped? Were you expecting him to come in?
I wasn't expecting him to show up. Originally, I told the CCW management that if nobody else showed, I would gladly have taken on Holy Hell single-handedly. It's been going on for a whole year. We've been back and forth. I've screwed them. They've screwed me. It was time for it to come to an end, and somebody was going to bleed. And I didn't care if I had to do it myself. But luckily, Rika Wildlee stepped through them curtains.
Hey, you know, when it comes down to showtime, there's no better moment than to show up and show out, to give the fans as a whole something to talk about. And as Overkill and as Athan Sorrow have created Doomsday and set on the forefront of the tag team division in North Arkansas, it's one of those things. Why would I not jump at the chance to become even the smallest part of Doomsday, and to have Overkill, after the match was done, stand in the center of that ring, hand us both the championships, and raise our hand high, ultimately gave me chills, but it gave me the sense that I earned Overkill's respect enough to carry the title that is rightfully his. So
See, that's amazing. See the light and dark come together.
it's the perfect yin yang, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The perfect yin yang. It makes sense to a fact that you can't have light without the dark, and you can't have the dark without the absence of light. So the fact of the matter is, when we came together and this team was formed, you've got Athan, who is the man of all muscle, and then you've got me, who is relatively just speed. When it comes down to it, we make the perfect team.
Right, especially with him being a heel and you being a face. You're, like you said, the perfect yin and yang. I mean,
That's it. And the CCW fans was not expecting Rika to step through those curtains. They wasn't expecting, because like I said, the last year, Athan and Overkill has set themselves on a path of destruction. And Rika Wildlee has just come there, hyped up the crowd, shined the bright lights on the ones who needed it most, and gave the most to the crowd. So to see Rika join Doomsday and make the most of a moment that was supposed to be dead, supposed to be squashed. The other team, Holy Hell, they've been a team since 2016, and they just knew that since whatever happened to Overkill, that they had it in the bag. They knew that they had already won before the match had began, and I beg the differ. That's all it is to it. So to have Athan come out and grant me the position as the third member of Doomsday has only opened up so many more doors for me and Athan Soft.
now, when do you think that Overkill might be able to come back? Be able to be with you guys?
Still unknown. He's still not medically cleared. He's having tests done, and as soon as the medics clear him, he'll be back.
He came out to the ring with us at that match, but he was in severe pain. It isn't known to the CCW fans, but there was some damage to his bones and things like that due to the car running over him and everything. And we're not too sure exactly the extent of those injuries and how long they're going to take to heal up and repair. So we're just going to carry on this, this thing that they've built over the last year as much as we can, as hard as we can, and make sure that Overkill is along every step of the way and isn't forgotten as a member of Doomsday.
All right, well, we wish him a speedy recovery. Speedy recovery.
Yes.
Now, Athan, I know we've talked to Rika. Rika, if you'll refresh people's memories, because I know you've got a following on our podcast, how you came to be a wrestler.
Well, a few years back, about 4 years ago or so, I joined the UWE Pro Wrestling Academy in Central Louisiana. I was taken under the mentorship of Dapper Danny Davis, who opened the door for many wrestlers. Me, Athan Sorrow, as you see. I was the first class to go through, and I think Athan was in the third class to come through there. And we both were given the opportunity to expand our wrestling ability beyond what we ever thought possible. So we both started in Central Louisiana. We both knew each other, watched each other's work, worked with each other, trained with each other in the past. So by the time something like this, us teaming up together, it was like puzzle pieces that fit perfectly. We never thought about it actually working, but once we got in the ring, we were fluent as ever, you know?
Yeah. And how about you, Athan? I know that you all have a history together, but what made you want to start wrestling?
Well, after leaving the institution, I needed something to focalize what I go through inside my head, and I needed something to be able to express all the feelings that I have, and wrestling seemed to be the best way to do it. Allows me the chance to get into the ring with other men, and I can do a little damage without having to worry about the institution coming back for me.
Without going to prison? You could hurt people without going to prison? You can say it. It's fine. It's
A little legal damage, right?
yeah. As long as there's a referee involved, it's totally fine.
Waivers were signed.
Right. We all signed up for this. It is what it is.
Yeah. Did you ever expect you all, being in the same wrestling circles and going to the same school and stuff, did you ever expect to be sitting where you are today?
No.
No?
Never expected to be teaming with Rika Wildlee. He's a little bit of the opposite of what I normally do, but like you said, we make the perfect yin and yang.
That's what makes it work. Is because it's so odd, it's so different. But you answer me this. Isn't a freak show, a sideshow, a carnival attraction, just a bunch of oddities in itself?
Yes, it is.
I'm just saying.
How did you word it? All monsters are humans at the sideshow.
Yeah, at the freak show. That's right. I mean, we all are human, but the fact of the matter is we're family when it comes down to it, because you don't have to be just like the next one. You don't have to blend. That's part of being weird. That's part of being odd. That's part of fitting in at the sideshow.
Yeah, life would be pretty boring if everybody was alike.
That's right. And that is what makes our team so perfect. You see tag teams and they come out and they've got the same gear on. They've got the same tights, same boots, same hairstyle, same jacket, same everything. And they look, like they actually put some decent work into their character build. But the fact of the matter is when you can't tell the two apart because they're so similar, it doesn't give you the chance to be an individual. It doesn't give you the chance to have all eyes on you because you are a mirror image of your partner. But when you can turn the tables and have somebody as dark and as destructive as Athan Sorrow and somebody as bright and brilliant as Rika Wildlee, it only makes sense to each and every fan sitting in the audience that we give them everything that they want in a wrestling business. We give them the darkness, we give them the story, and we give them the captivation to sit on the edge of their seat each and every time.
Right. And you all bring out, pieces of each other that might not come out when you're by yourself.
That's right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was just going to bring up the fact that, I showed you earlier today that the way it had to be done to get Athan and Rika Wildlee to see eye to eye You seen Athan and what he was going through after Overkill got hit by the car. They had came so far. They had worked so hard. They have went through so many matches. For something like that to happen, the voices and everything inside of his head were on the verge of breaking him to pieces. So when he finally just sat back and let them take hold, Rika Wildlee was right there to guide those voices onto the bright lights and bright gold of a championship. Tell 'em.
Yeah. That's great. That was a sad video, but it was great.
It's true. Everything about it is exactly how it needed to happen to make each and everything that we do from the time we decided to team up forth make sense. It had to happen that way. It would have worked no other way.
Right. And then do you feel like that, since you had his voice to break through the other ones, that it helps?
You feel like it helps?
I didn't understand the question.
Do you feel like that his voice breaking through the other voices, did it help you to come through?
It definitely helps to have somebody else along with you, especially when you're going through a mental breakdown, when the voices continue to ramble and ramble and ramble and they just won't stop. You need a voice of reason to bring you back to the light.
Well said. Well said indeed.
Very well said. And you, Rika, your book that you're writing, when do you plan on having more of that?
Well, I'm working on that, and also not to cut that off, but there is an entire story, the backstory, the up and coming legacy that is Athan Sorrow. He has a story as well, and there are reasons, rhymes, and things set in place, as you see now, for our stories to intertwine and to make everything plausible and everything work as it should in the wrestling business, to where the ultimate blend will happen. But I am working on my story slowly but surely, and I am trying my hardest to get a couple more chapters out before long. 2024, I want to at least have 6 chapters out. I'm at number 4 right now. I want to at least have 6 chapters done by the end of the year.
Nice. Yes, and I love that. I was reading it and I was like, I can't wait for more. Cannot wait. It was fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Athan, do you have a book? Like, are you writing one?
I have more of a backstory. It just lets the fans know where I started from, how I became who I am today, and just kind of lets them have a little glimpse into my past. And I wouldn't say it's a book, more or less just a short story, probably about 8 pages worth.
It explains everything that you are, sir. It explains exactly why Athan sits on a pedestal all on his own, sits in a dark room with nothing but his thoughts.
That's a scary thought.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you want to share some of it with us? Some of your backstory?
Well, the thing is if he did, you couldn't. It's one of those stories that you literally have to sit alone by yourself and get captivated in. It's not something that you can talk about. It's not something that you can bring to the screen. It's something that has to live in your head through each line that you read. He could tell you about it. I mean, he came from an asylum. He went to an asylum. He kind of gives some depth on that. Everything that Athan has grown to be as a wrestler, as a man, as a person, as a human being, as a destructive talent is in those lines of that story. So when we get off of this podcast, I will get with him and we will send you some things for you to read and check out. And you can give us your feedback on it. And after the fact of you reading it, we may come back on eventually and talk about these two stories and how they work together. But yes, that's what needs to happen.
That would be amazing. You're always welcome back. Always.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
I really enjoy coming on the podcast to share.
It's been an experience.
That's what I'm saying. This is not only our first tag team podcast, this is his first podcast as a whole.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, welcome to the podcast world.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's why when he came and asked me and everything was set in place for us to be a tag team, I told him I'm doing podcasts all the time. I'm always jumping on the screen any chance I can get. So the fact of the matter is, now that you are attached to me, we're going to be getting on screen a whole lot more.
Mm-hmm.
How that goes.
All over the place. And it's awesome. It is. It's fantastic. I love when I'll see you pop up here or there that you're going to be on this podcast or that podcast. Makes me happy. I love that your name's getting out there. You know,
I try as much as I can.
Yeah, and your name will be getting out there too. You know, to more and more people by being on podcasts and stuff. I think it's fantastic.
Well, that's why I'm going to be reaching out to different people about different podcasts and things like that. And now that we have a little bit of credibility under our belt with these championships, I hope everybody out in podcast land sees this and goes, hey, I need to see what those two freaks are about. I need to see what those two guys are up to, because CCW isn't just a show for the kiddos. It isn't just a show that we are champions over. It is a show that needs to be known worldwide. And that is why we come on screen today and give each and every person viewing this podcast a little something more to talk about. That's what I'm saying.
I love it. And Athan, when I was watching the video that Rika sent of you wrestling and stuff, the first thing I thought was, no, that's The Undertaker. I thought you had sent me a video by mistake.
Look, everybody says that. Everybody says that. But the fact is, you know, that's awesome to be compared to. That is an amazing thing to say, that you even so much as look like him or your characteristics. But there's things about the Undertaker character, not taking any credit from that would never match the in-depth work and skill of Athan Sorrow. This man is a self-built prodigy when it comes down to how to work big man style in a quick man-paced world. We know that each and every wrestler nowadays is all about the tricks, all about the glitz and glamour. But now it is hard for a big guy such as Athan Sorrows to keep up with the talent of the flippy, jumpy, this, that, and the other. But you see this man here carrying himself far beyond the talents of most big men in the wrestling world. Just say it.
Well, we're excited to see more. You know, we can't wait to be able to see you all work together, because we haven't seen that video yet. We'll have to see that.
It should be out. Hopefully this upcoming week you can see the championship match where we won the titles. CCW, the powers that be, are editing that video and getting it all put together so it can be presented in a way that it should. And soon as we get booked in some tag team matches, whether it's CCW or any other company, I'm going to be posting those as well. And I can't wait to see us walk through that curtain together and show the wrestling world exactly what it means to be a true freak inside this business that we love.
That's going to be great. Fantastic. I'm so happy for the both of you. I really am. I love watching growth, you know, and watching you get out there more. I love it. Athan, I know I said I thought it was The Undertaker. Destiny looked and she was like, that's The Undertaker? So we both thought you were, like, legitimately. Was he one that you looked up to, you know, when you were watching wrestling as when you were younger, getting in the business?
Surprisingly, I wasn't all that big into wrestling growing up. Actually, only watched what you would call the big three: SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. And it was mainly with my uncle, who passed away 4 years ago. But growing up, if I had to say there was characters that I enjoyed watching, Stone Cold Steve Austin, absolutely number one of all time. I don't care what nobody else says; it's not up for debate. The Undertaker, legend. But mainly for me, it wasn't necessarily a character, but who had the best story to tell.
That's it.
And I would say in these last 10 years, to me, the best storyteller was Bray Wyatt by far.
1000%.
And I mean, I don't know if there'll ever be another storyteller like him again, but that's what draws me is character, gimmick, story. Anybody can wrestle, but can you tell me a story why you do it?
Right.
And that's what's missing a lot from wrestling nowadays. People being able to keep your attention through visual aid and visual storytelling. I don't mind watching wrestling matches. I don't. I've watched some of the best ones out there, but the fact is if there's nothing for me to grab onto, if there's nothing to hold my attention past the spots, past the slams, past the flippy tricks and all of that, then it does nothing for me as a fan.
What makes you want to come back the next week and watch?
Exactly. Yep.
Right. And you know, not to take away from Athan's story, but he said that, you know, he grew up watching wrestling with his uncle who had passed away 4 years ago, and it just fit perfect that the night we won the CCW tag team titles, his first title, my first tag team title, was the 4-year anniversary of his uncle's passing.
Wow. That had to be an emotional time.
Oh my, was it?
Just a little.
I mean,
wow.
We all walked out with armbands with his uncle's name on it into that match, you know, carrying him with us every step of the way. And to be able to, which unfortunately, I never got to meet his uncle in person, but I can see the love and passion of this business flow through Athan every single day and every single time he steps in that ring. He doesn't do it for just him. He doesn't do it for just the fans. He doesn't do it for just to say he's a wrestler. He does it because he knows the love and passion his uncle had for this business. He's paying it forward to his uncle forever. And that's the blessing that we get to put out there for, you know, for everybody.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I almost thought, you know, not to be insensitive, but you talking about how much you loved Stone Cold. I thought for sure you were going to say, and that's the bottom line. I really did.
That's gimmick infringement.
Right.
What do you all have coming up next again?
The first defense, I believe, unless we get booked sometime in August as a tag team, is September 14th or 16th. Not real sure. It's in between that date. I'll have to get back with you on that.
So second Saturday,
whichever that falls on. Classic Championship Wrestling in Fort Smith, Arkansas. You can come see Doomsday. You can see Overkill. You can check out what we got going on. You can see how dark it can get beyond the bright lights of the big top. And I'm just saying, with Athan Sorrow and Rika Wildlee now on the scene as the CCW Tag Team Champions, North Arkansas doesn't stand a chance in the tag team division. That's all it is to it.
And how can people find you on social media, Rika, and book you? And the same for you, Athan. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, as for me, You can follow Rika Wildlee, RIKAWILDLEE, on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all of it. Any social media, if you look up Rika Wildlee, I'm literally the only one out there. So if you search that up, you can find me and message me on any platform, and you can book me. Athan, pretty much the same way. But go ahead.
Yeah, my primaries that you can reach me at are on Facebook and TikTok predominantly. I also have a YouTube channel, and I'm trying to figure out Instagram.
We'll work on it. It's hard to get Instagram inside of an asylum, it's the Wi-Fi, all that.
And then if you're looking for Athan Sorrow merch, I do have a website. You can visit athansorrowofficial.myshopify.com.
Right.
And I have t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, flip-flops, beer koozies.
Oh,
Nice.
You can also find Doomsday merch on there as well.
that's what I'm saying. I just put up 3 new t-shirts on the Pro Wrestling Tees official Rika Wildlee Pro Wrestling Tees store. And it is of us, the tag team champions.
That's
You've got
awesome.
3 new designs. I think it's up to almost 30 different designs on there, but they're tag team merch now. You can go to his store, you can go to my store, you can find whatever you want to represent the current Classic Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Doomsday. That's what we're about. That's what we're pushing. That's what we're trying to explain to the world, that it takes more than just some casual gimmicks to really stand aside as top tier talent. That is what we are. That is who we are. And that is how you can contact us if you plan on booking Doomsday to take over your tag team division.
See, and we were talking about podcasts. Our good friend Brox Boulder from Hitting the Ropes with Brox Boulder podcast at FTC Wrestling. That's who just chimed in. Hey, Brox, thanks for watching.
Hey, sir, how are you?
How's it going?
We'll have to hit you up and possibly jump on your podcast as well, sir. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, hey,
Anyway, now, do you all have time to give some predictions for
Sure.
SummerSlam?
You may have to explain the matches. I haven't been able to keep up lately. But yes, I'll have some predictions.
We got for the WWE Heavyweight Championship. It's Damian Priest versus Gunther.
You know what? I'm going Gunther because they're turning Damian face.
I'm going to stick with Damian. I think Damian Priest just on another level right now.
He is, but he's going face. He's not going to be heel Damian. And they're not going to let him run with a championship as a face, I don't think. You got Cody Rhodes as the face right now.
We'll see.
We both had Damian.
Yeah, 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Two-time champion.
Oh, that noise. Anyway.
We have WWE Women's Championship. Bayley versus Nia Jax.
Oh, I hope Bayley gets it. I've never been a big fan of Nia Jax. She's like the botch queen, and as much as she should be proud of making it in the business and all of that, she's hurt a lot of people, and I'm not. Just Bayley. That's why I'm going for Bayley.
Give me Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley. We both said Bayley too, but I think Nia's improving. I really do. I think she's doing a lot better.
I hope so.
She actually is doing a little bit.
I hope so. I wouldn't wrestle her.
No, you'd never make it. I wouldn't be able to save you from that one.
Yeah.
The Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
Oh, that's going to be a banger. That's going to be an epic match. I think because this storyline between Rhea and Liv is so new and they're still drawing it out, that Liv is going to somehow cheat and get the win.
My heart's torn.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand. Eventually, Rhea's going to get the title back. That's hands down going to happen. but I don't think it's going to happen now.
Uh,
The story is still too new with Rhea just coming back.
I can't even choose top 3 women for me: Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. I can't even choose. I'm in the middle on this one. It doesn't matter. I love both of them.
They're
Yeah.
both great
Like,
wrestlers.
you're good with whoever, right? How about you, Rhea? Rhea? Yeah, I'm saying Rhea too, but I'm wondering if Dom is going to somehow maybe not be on Rhea's side and turn and help Liv.
Well, see, in my mind, I think it's going to be where Dom goes to cheat for Rhea. Rhea ducks it. He hits Rhea with a chair or something and costs Rhea the match.
Yeah.
And like I said, this story, as good as it is, as great as this story is, it's still relatively new as far as Rhea just coming back. To put the title on her immediately after a return does nothing for the fans as far as building the story.
Oh no, it's doing something for me.
Well, right.
I'm like, come on, Rhea, hurry up, get the
I mean,
title.
I would love it. She's going to be with the title either way it goes. Eventually, they're going to put it back on her because she's a great champion. I mean, hands down, Rhea is an amazing champion. But for storyline purposes, I don't think they're going to do it just yet because they're still building this hatred between her and Liv over Dom.
That makes sense. Makes sense. I still hope it's Rhea.
Right.
That makes sense. Okay. Undisputed WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody.
It's not time.
Cody. Yep.
Cody. I don't think if they do throw it on Solo, it won't be a long run because the build to WrestleMania is going to be the old bloodline versus the new bloodline. It's going to be the Usos with possibly, well, I know Roman, yes, but possibly red-haired dude.
Oh.
Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn, I don't know why. Yeah, slipped my mind.
Sami!
But yes, possibly them, unless, which as a fan, I think this would be the coolest way to do it. So, you've got the new bloodline out there, and they're destroying WrestleMania. They're, this is our show now, blah, 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 blah. And all of a sudden, The Rock's music hits. Okay. They're all standing in the ring. The Rock's on the entranceway, and he's just, he's like, oh, I built WrestleMania. WrestleMania wouldn't be what it is today. This is The Rock's house. Y'all could say this is your show, da-da-da-da-da. So he goes, I'm about to come. He charges the ring. The Rock charges the ring, and he stops right before he gets in the ring. He looks up at the new bloodline. They're all staring down over the ropes. And all of a sudden you hear the Shield's music hit. And The Rock and the Shield take on the new bloodline and dominate. That would, as a fan, I know that'll probably never happen, but as a fan, I just think that would be amazing.
I've been saying the Shield's going to come back since last WrestleMania.
Well, now it's a possibility.
Yes. Like, please. Oh, that'd be
I would love
that. WWE US Championship. Logan Paul versus LA Knight.
LA Knight.
I think it's time, LA Knight. Logan Paul just became the longest reigning U.S. champion. And I think, yes. And I think it's time that they give him either let him do his own thing for a short time, not have him in main storyline. Because don't get me wrong, Logan Paul surprised the crap out of me. At first I didn't think he was going to amount to anything, just a viral guy, whatever. But when he come out there and he started hanging with the top talent, kudos to him. Props all the way. But I think it's just time to give him to give the other guy, to give LA Knight his time in the sun.
Vic says you're the best.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
You are the best. What about you, Athan?
What about you?
Which
You
part?
got LA Knight? Or you got
LA Knight.
LA Knight?
LA Knight. I ain't gonna lie. Paul, he's been great. I knew he would do good when I first seen him debut just because I've seen his viral video stuff. I knew he was an athletic guy. I was like, I'd like to see Logan Paul versus Pat McAfee, but that's just me.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But
That'd be a killer match.
But no, LA Knight, I think it's his time. And he was somebody I didn't want to like. But man, that thing was catchy. Just, yeah, hey, Knight, yeah.
I mean, you're right. And the reason it grew on me so fast is because I love Stone Cold and The Rock. And everything he does is Stone Cold and The Rock.
I can see that.
I liked LA Knight when he was Max Dupree.
Well, see, I never got to see much of him till after he was already LA Knight. I went back and watched some of that stuff, but I didn't know about his character prior to LA Knight.
I didn't know either.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Destiny, who do you got? LA Knight. See, I'm gonna be the oddball. I'm saying Logan Paul retains.
Well,
It's okay to be on a losing team every once in a while.
Well, it has to happen, right? But are we ever really on a losing team?
no, we are not. We're on a growing team,
Right.
a learning team.
WWE Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker.
You know what? I love Sami Zayn. I always have. Everything he has ever done, because he is the ultimate underdog. He's the one that people don't expect to do anything as far as winning, but he is a great performer. But on the same side of that, Braun Breaker is getting such a heavy push right now that if there was ever a time for him to take it off of Sami Zayn, it would be then. His first real title run, major title run, don't see it. I don't see where it couldn't happen.
Yeah, I'm going Sammy.
Sammy.
I'm hard all the way. Rudy. And I mean, hey, look, if you want to go storyline basis or whatever, they could have been building Braun Breaker up, building him up. So Sami Zayn gets the win, and it makes Sammy get that much more legitimate of a push because he dominates what couldn't be dominated.
That's true. That's
That
true.
is very true. Very true. Who
But
did you have?
you think of it this way. If the new bloodline and the original bloodline are going to WrestleMania to face each other, they're not going to send any of them there with titles. Why do you think Jey Uso ain't been getting the win that he's been getting? They're not going to send any of them there with championships, because why put all the championships on the most hyped match for Mania? So to see Sami Zayn lose the Intercontinental Championship, then eventually join with Roman, join with the Usos, and original bloodline versus new bloodline.
Unless you take Sammy out of the equation.
And who are you going to put in his place? Rock.
The Rock steps in.
But the Rock's heel.
Okay.
But unless he just...
It's still, the whole thing with his isn't the heel or face. It's family.
I guess.
And that's family. Vin Diesel style.
Yeah, there you go. I like
Yeah.
that.
Family.
Right.
What do you think?
What about the Sammy
Yeah.
and Braun? I want Sammy to win.
Sammy.
Sammy.
I'm going Braun.
2 for 2. Okay.
Like I said, can't fight the heart.
No, you can't.
You're right. You're right. And then this is my favorite match of the night. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre with Seth Rollins as the special referee.
Trash.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Give me Drew McIntyre.
Look. Seth Rollins is going to cheat Punk, and McIntyre is going to get it. Unless CM Punk screws them both, takes the title, and they give him his official comeback run as champion.
Give me Drew.
I want Drew. I definitely want Drew. I'm going for Drew. But with Rollins being who Rollins is and the history that Rollins has, him not getting involved is almost unheard of.
Oh no, he's getting involved.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
I say knocks both of them out, pins both of them, counts his own 3 count.
Himself.
Yeah, Seth Rollins for the winner. Want something done right, do it yourself.
I hear you.
Yeah, well, this is true. I'm saying CM Punk, but I'm with you. I'm saying Seth's going to help CM Punk win it.
He's going to help Punk win it?
I think so. I think he's going to help him. I know they have this huge rivalry, but I just feel like that he's going to help him win it, and then they're going to end up going.
Well, if that's the case, then Seth would be helping Punk win just so he could beat Punk and take the title off of him.
Yep.
That makes sense. I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I don't care. Give me Drew.
But overall, I do want Drew to win it. I mean,
Give me the Scottish Warrior.
right.
I want Seth Rollins to win. So, but
Right.
do you think we'll have any surprises? I mean, other than the obvious, I really think Roman's coming back.
Stone Cold comes back.
Yes. Yes.
Worth the try. Worth the try.
And joins the new bloodline.
I
And
think you
faces
see.
the Rock. Oh, no, never mind.
I think you see something with the wide 6.
Yeah.
I don't know where or when, but I guarantee you see them somewhere. Maybe Sister Abigail delivers another package.
Maybe.
I would like to see Alexa Bliss come back as who was her doll? Yeah, I'd like to see her come back as Lily.
As the official sixth member?
We'd all like to see that, but we'll see.
No. See what plot twist? The sixth member of the Wide 6, Charlotte Flair.
No, absolutely not. Delete.
I would fall over.
I would stop watching wrestling.
Not me.
I'm deleting wrestling from a. No, I'm kidding. I'm told I would never do that. But
6th member of the Wide 6, Big E.
you know what?
They need a little bit of bootios.
I hear you.
Oh goodness.
Plus, just throwing out random people,
Well,
I figure Big E need to be in there.
Respect. I assume, for real though, Matt Hardy, since him and Bray had their Leader of Worlds thing, I thought he was going to be part of the Wide 6.
Didn't they just sign with TNA?
Yeah, I believe so. But just because of him and Bray's history, I assumed he was going to be part of the Wide 6, but obviously not.
And I just feel like that they're not the White 6 without Liv. Huh?
Well,
Alexa, not Liv.
oh,
I was
okay.
about to say, but
I was like, what Liv have to do with this?
Alexa Bliss. Sorry.
Now, Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan together over
look, I
Nikki
thought-
Cross, that would have been great.
I thought Alexa Bliss was coming back as coming to do Sister Abigail, not Nikki Cross. Not saying that Nikki's not doing a good job as Sister Abigail.
Well,
Creepy,
I
super
still
creepy.
think that Alexa comes back as the character she was. I don't think she would have taken over the Sister Abigail thing.
Right.
I think they would have taken 2 women in the Wide 6,
They need
and
to.
those 2 women take over the women's tag team division.
That's what I was trying to say. Not the
That's
tag
what's
team
up.
thing, but Alexa coming back as Lily.
Yes, really? That'd be awesome.
But I like
Only
that
thing I can
too,
do.
of them taking over the tag team division. I think
That'd be awesome. I mean, think of the Wyatt Six holding all the gold.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer that over the Bloodline.
Well, I mean, you think about that character, literal characters, something WWE hasn't had in years. I mean, the biggest characters they had was, the Fiend, stuff like that. But as far as these are legit, 100% out of a comic book characters. So to put the gold on them as it turns into the new uncensored version of WWE when they go to Netflix, I think that would be top. You want to hook people? You want to draw people in? That's the way to do it.
The only thing that worries me about the Wyatt Six, like I'm full out on the gimmick, I'm full out on the story. It's great. The only thing I need to see before I'm 100% sold, I need to see it portrayed in the ring.
Well, they're in the they are wrestling. They took their mask off the other day.
Yeah, well, I was saying, but I still haven't seen the product yet. Once I see the in-ring product, I will be 100% sold.
Well, that's the thing is, I completely agree with that. But all of these guys that are in the Wyatt Six, all of these characters, outside of character, they are all amazing wrestlers.
Oh no, they're amazing wrestlers. But can the new ones, like I have no doubt about Bo.
Yeah.
I know Bo can handle the gimmick in ring, but can Dexter Loomis, Eric Rowan he can hold the character, but can Dexter and Gacy hold those new characters inside the ring?
Understood completely. I agree 100%.
Rowan's been a Wyatt family, and Bo's been
Right.
characters way all the time. So
Yeah.
can everybody as a unit give me the story in ring as well? Show me the gimmick in ring.
Yeah. It's easy to tell a story doing cinematic promos and things, but carrying it in the ring and still having that same vibe and that same hook. That's where it matters,
Yep. I can't wait. They're supposed to actually have that match Friday on SmackDown against who is it? Chad Gable and the Creed brothers.
Yeah.
So that'll be really good. Can't wait to see that. Do you think? I thought it was really interesting. There is not a tag match on the whole card.
Really? That's wild. SummerSlam without a tag match?
Yep. Unless they put one in Friday or something, but as of now, there's not one.
That's probably what you'll see. You'll probably see them announce one Friday last minute.
Well, if that be the case and they have two surprise tag teams,
Maybe that's where the Wyatt Six comes involved.
possibly.
Where they but I'm really just hoping that Roman comes back. I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. So excited for it. So, y'all have anything else that you want people to know about where you're going to be, or we were talking about your merch? Do you want to refresh people's memories on how to get your merch and stuff?
Go ahead. Where are you going to be soon?
Let's see. Soon, I know September 7th, I'll be in Legacy Championship Wrestling in Raleigh, Mississippi. Also got a few more shows coming up. Just keep up to date on my Facebook page. I post everywhere I'm going to be. Mostly I'll be with Rika, most places. Also, if you're looking for Athan Sorrow merch or Doomsday merch, it can be found on Pro Wrestling Tees, Rika Wildlee's link, or you can find it on Athan Sorrow's merch site at athansorrowofficial.myshopify.com.
That's right. And there's so many different little knickknacks that you can pick up. Like I said, I just put 3 new Doomsday, Athan Sorrow, Rika Wildlee, CCW Tag Team Champions shirts out on my Pro Wrestling Tees. You can follow him on Facebook. You can follow me on Facebook. Follow both of our YouTube accounts. I'm going to be posting a lot more of our tag team things. I've been hyping up our tag team with logos and videos and things like that. We got a real top-notch highlight video coming out soon, a intro video that I've been working on. And as of the second weekend of September, we are going to be defending these championships in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So follow CCW on Facebook as well, Classic Championship Wrestling. It's CCW. It looks like the old school WCW logo. It's blue. I know there's like 3 or 4 different Classic Championship Wrestlings, but the logo on their Facebook is a blue CCW that kind of looks like the old school WCW logo. And yeah, just be ready for what we've got to offer the pro wrestling world. No matter where we go, we are Doomsday, and we are the dominant tag team ready to take over this division by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. Any means necessary. You guys go check him out. Go watch Rika Wildlee and watch Athan and Doomsday, the tag team. You all check out Classic Championship Wrestling. And are there different Classic Championship Wrestlings, correct? And you're
Yes, there's 3 or 4 of them, I believe. But like I said, the logo, that's the Facebook profile picture. If you're looking for that one, you can either go to our Facebook, because we always tag CCW. You can find it there. Or the profile picture is actually 3 letters. It says CCW in blue. It's a white background with blue CCW, but the letters look like a WCW, the old school WCW logo. But that you can find it there. There are a bunch of Classic Championship Wrestlings, but the one that we are currently tag team champions over in Fort Smith, Arkansas, is that one. So,
all right, you guys heard it here first. They won the championship belts. Doomsday. You guys go check them out. Buy some merch. Follow them. Give them a like. Subscribe to their YouTube channels, and like and subscribe to our YouTube page and Facebook and all those good things. And this has been Cindy and Destiny with Keep It Real Podcast here with Rika and Athan. Doomsday. Until next time, guys. See you later. Keep it real.
have a good one.